Fear doesn't go away. Nobody tells you that. Everyone tells you this idea that one day you'll feel ready, confident, fearless, and that's when you'll finally make the move. That day never comes. The difference between the people who change their lives and the people who stay stuck isn't the absence of fear. It's what they do with it. You have to use that fear as fuel and change your perspective on what it actually means and let it drive you instead of letting it stop you. Think about the actual worst case scenario for a second. You try, you lock in for 3 months on getting in shape or building the business or whatever it is, and let's say you don't see massive progress. So what? You're still a better version than the version of you that never started. Fear convinces you the worst case is failure. The real worst case is staying exactly where you are. Let me tell you a story of how I learned this the hard way. I was in school working towards becoming a doctor. I genuinely didn't like what I was doing, not even a little. But my parents wanted a doctor in the family, so I just kept going. I kept pushing through something I already knew wasn't for me because stopping felt scarier than just continuing. The whole time, I had this dream sitting in the back of my mind of becoming an entrepreneur, running my own business, and even craving that stress, that pressure of building something that was actually mine. But fear kept that dream locked away. So here's what actually changed for me. I just started using that fear to try. I was scared of still what could happen if I quit my job. I was scared of dropping out of school, scared of that failure, scared I didn't actually think I could do it. But I just went for it anyways. Realistically, you're never going to feel ready. I quit the job with no fallback and just went for the goal. And little by little, I started seeing the progress. That fear started to fuel me more instead of freezing me up. It started shifting from, I think I could do this, to, I know I could do this, just because I had that proof that little by little it was actually working. 6 months later, my life is completely different. I don't have a job. I don't have a boss to respond to. When someone asks me what I do, I just say I'm an entrepreneur. Most of them think very little of it. But I know this actually changes people. I've watched it change my own life completely, and I watched it turn other people into different versions of themselves as well. So if that's something you actually want, this is exactly how you build it. Here's the 5 steps to stop letting fear control you and to actually take control of your life. Step 1, change what fear means. Stop treating fear as a stop sign. Start treating it as proof you're doing something that actually matters. If it didn't matter, you wouldn't be scared of it at all. For me, the fear of dropping out of school was massive. I spent years being told this was the responsible path, the smart path, the path that made my family proud. So the fear I felt wasn't weakness. It was a sign I was about to do something that actually meant something. The day I finally accepted that the fear was pointing at something important instead of something dangerous, it stopped controlling every decision that I made moving forward. The next time you feel fear is about a decision that matters, whether it's starting to train, changing your diet, or telling your family you're doing something differently, ask yourself one question. Am I scared of this because it's dangerous or because this actually matters? 9 times out of 10, it's the second one. The single reframe is the difference between fear freezing you and fear confirming you're on the right track. 2, ask the worst case scenario question. Most fear is built on imagined worst case scenarios that are scarier than the real one. Ask yourself honestly, what happens if this doesn't work out perfectly? And really sit there and plan it out. When I was deciding whether to quit my mechanic job, my brain kept jumping to the worst possible outcome. No money, no direction, total failure, and everyone saying I told you so. But when I actually sat down and asked what the real worst case was, it was this. I try, it doesn't work immediately, and I just have to go get another job. That's it. That's survivable. The question alone is what actually got me through that leap. Before your next decision, separate the worst case scenario in your brain that keeps looping on from the actual realistic worst case scenario. And I guarantee you that gap between those two is enormous. And seeing that gap clearly takes away most of the fear's power over you. 3, stop optimizing for safe and start optimizing for honest. I picked safe for 4 years and it cost me 4 years chasing something I didn't even want. Here's the proof. 4 years in a program I didn't want, working towards a job I wasn't even excited about, all because it was safe and the approved choice. Meanwhile, the version of me that finally asked what I honestly wanted took 6 months to build a business that felt more like me than 4 years of school ever did. Safe is never actually safe. It's just familiar. If nobody's else opinion mattered, if your own parents, your own friends, your coworkers had zero say in the matter, would you actually be in the position you are right now? The gap between the answer and your current reality is exactly where fear has been running the show instead of you. 4. Let progress become your proof. You don't need to feel confident before you start. You just need small wins that prove to you it's working. In my first few months of doing this, I wasn't confident at all. I only had 200 followers, barely any views, but what I had instead was small proof. A client got a result, a video actually landed, and someone messaged me saying it actually helps them out. None of that erased the fear completely, but each piece of proof made the fear quieter. It made me feel a little more certain I could actually do this. By month 5 or 6, I wasn't hoping it would work anymore. I knew it was working because I had that evidence stacking up in front of me. This is exactly why I built my one-on-one coaching the way that I did. Most guys don't need more motivation. They just need proof early and often that it's actually working for them. Inside the coaching, you're going to get real accountability, someone checking in on you consistently, not just a plan you downloaded on the internet and forgot about it. And the meal plans and the training are actually built around your life and your culture, not just some generic template you've seen circulating around the internet. You get the training built from your schedule, whether it's a 9 to 5, split shifts, or a busy family life. And you also, on top of this, receive a community of guys going through the exact same thing. So you're never doing this in isolation. All of this exists to help you collect your own proof faster instead of waiting around hoping confidence shows up all up on its own. If that's something you want, the link is down in the description. 5. Make the cost of staying stuck bigger than the cost of trying. Once staying in the classroom or in that job, in that same routine became scarier, the uncertainty of trying something new, the decision just made itself. For me, that shift happened when I picture myself 5 years down the line in a career I didn't want, still not having trying the thing that I actually dreamed about. That imagined future scared me more than any uncertainty that the business could ever throw at me. That's the exact moment quitting stopped becoming the risky choice and staying the same became the risky one. Now picture your own life 5 years from now if nothing changes. Same job, same body, same routine, and that same fear quietly running the show. If that picture scares you more than the uncertainty of actually trying, you already have your answer, man. I walked away from that path completely. I quit the job and built this instead, using that exact same fear I'd been running from as the reason to finally move forward. So if you're sitting in your own fear right now, stop asking how to make it disappear and start asking what is the real worst case scenario if you use it and go for it anyways. Fear's never going to leave. It's not meant to. Your job isn't to get rid of it, it's to stop letting it drive you. Change what it actually means, ask the real questions, choose honest over safe, and let the small proof build your confidence and make staying stuck scarier than moving forward. Do that and I promise you 6 months from now, you could be telling the same story to someone else who's exactly where you are right now.